guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new here, hi, my name is Cam. So today I have for you guys a video that I never thought I would ever film because one, never thought I'd even ever come close to owning either one of these products. I didn't grow up wealthy. I never really truly thought I would purchase any of these items by myself. So please do take note that I did buy each and every single thing that I'm showing you guys today with my hard-earned money. So anyway, today I'm gonna talk about whether I prefer the iPad Pro plus the Magic Keyboard plus the Apple Pencil or my MacBook Air. Let me get into the specs of everything. I own the iPad Pro 2020 in the 11-inch in space gray with 128 gigabytes. I also own the Generation 2 Apple Pencil along with the brand new Magic Keyboard. I own the 2019 MacBook Air with 128 gigabytes in the color space gray 13-inch. Again, purchased everything with my own money. I purchased the iPad Pro a little under a year after purchasing the MacBook Air. I bought it during quarantine. I didn't really have a reason for purchasing it other than I wanted to go completely paperless and I wanted to take all my notes digitally. I've been wanting it for quite some time and honestly it was just a little treat yourself gift. I bought the Apple Pencil because I honestly don't think the iPad Pro is worth your money unless you get the Apple Pencil. That's just being completely honest. I honestly wasn't planning purchasing the Magic Keyboard until my MacBook Air decided to completely stop working a couple weeks ago. So my MacBook Air is repaired. It has a new logic board as well as a new Touch ID. I still don't know what was wrong with it other than it just needed an entirely new logic board, which is like the board beneath your keys on the MacBook Pro or the MacBook Air. I purchased the MacBook Air because obviously it's what I could afford at the time. Honestly, I wish I did purchase the MacBook Pro, but honestly, like up until like a couple weeks ago, my MacBook Air has been perfect, more than perfect. I'm also gonna talk a little bit about myself. So I am 20 years old. I go to Emmanuel College in Boston. I study communications and marketing. I used my laptop pretty much the entire year up until obviously the pandemic. So I've been using my laptop for note taking as well as like notepads and everything. I'm going into my last year of college, senior year. I graduate 2021, so very exciting. I still don't know what I'm gonna do for the coming semester, if I'm gonna be all online or if I want to take half in person or half online. I might honestly just stay all online because that's what I've come to learn. Yeah, so let's get right on into the video. First, I'm going to talk about the iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard and the Apple Pencil. I'm mainly going to talk about the iPad Pro along with the Magic Keyboard and the Apple Pencil as if it was within itself a laptop. Talking about the Magic Keyboard, there isn't an escape button on the Magic Keyboard and I never really thought I would utilize this key ever when I got the MacBook, but I use it a lot and I found myself reaching for it on my Magic Keyboard and it's just not there. Obviously the iPad is a tablet, so you're gonna have to swipe up to exit out of your app or to escape anything, which is completely fine. If I'm gonna purchase a $300 keyboard for my iPad, I would expect an escape key. I love how that's my first complaint. So what I also noticed about the iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard, it's not a smooth opening at all. Like you can't smoothly open it like you would with your MacBook Air or your MacBook Pro. It's honestly quite a little bit of a hassle to open it because it's very unproportional, which I'll go into in a little bit, but you have to like work your way underneath the iPad Pro as well as the hard covering of the Magic Keyboard and prop it open and then it smoothly opens along with like the bottom half of the Magic Keyboard. I just don't like how, like, you know, I don't know how to explain it. It just feels very unproportional. Feels like the top is a lot heavier than the bottom. I personally don't like that. So I kind of wish that either the top half of the Magic Keyboard was lighter or the bottom half was heavier. So another complaint about the Magic Keyboard and the iPad Pro is that you can't switch this case into tablet mode. So you have to take the iPad Pro off of the magnetized Magic Keyboard to use your iPad as a tablet. I wish there was somehow a way that you could like bend the keyboard backwards so that you can use it as tablet mode, but I don't know how that would work. But I honestly think there's some type of technology where you can like hide the keyboard once you like flip it in the tablet mode. I don't know, maybe I'll create it one day, who knows. I just don't like how you have to take off the iPad Pro off the magnetization of the Magic Keyboard because you're risking your iPad Pro's life right here, like it's not protected, you know. There's also no brightness adjustment for the Magic Keyboard or the iPad Pro itself. So on your MacBook, on the upper half where like the key or like the touch bar would be, you can adjust the brightness of either your keyboard or just your entire display. So the Magic Keyboard doesn't have either. You can't adjust the brightness of the keys on your keyboard, and you cannot adjust the brightness on your iPad. So to be able to adjust the brightness on your iPad Pro, you have to swipe from the top right hand of the screen, drag it down, and you can adjust the brightness there. Again, if I'm spending $300 on a keyboard for a tablet, I also would expect an adjustment for brightness, but I don't find myself using it that much. Again, it would just be nice because I do find myself adjusting the key brightness on my MacBook. Another like minor inconvenience is that on the Magic Keyboard and with the iPad Pro, there's this little magnetized section and then there's your keyboard. You can't move your screen back or tilt it like you can with a MacBook, so that like your visual sense, you know what I mean? Like it only goes back a certain amount and it only goes forward a certain amount, which is a little annoying, but I feel like it's at like the just right point for me, so it doesn't bother me that much. But again, considering the price points of everything, I would expect it to move back a little bit more, to be a little bit more flexible. So if you have like long fingers or long nails, the trackpad for the Magic Keyboard is just not it. It is manageable, it's very small compared to the MacBooks. The trackpad does do all the same functions as the MacBook would do, so like the swipe, the out swipe, and the to swipe. I don't know what it's called, like I'm very new to the Mac world, but what it doesn't do is you can't lightly tap it to click on something. You actually have to press down, and such minor inconveniences, but honestly if you're spending this money, you want like the most anything can do. So this is like my last complaint about the iPad Pro plus the Magic Keyboard. This is like the last complaint, I swear. The case for the Magic Keyboard is so annoyingly hard to clean. Like no matter how hard I try, I cannot get rid of my fingerprints. It is so annoying. So if you're someone, a mom or your dad, keep it away from your kids because you will not be able to clean it ever. It is so annoyingly hard. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about the pros of the Magic Keyboard as well as the iPad Pro and the Apple Pencil. So as a whole, it's really small and convenient. I plan on using this entirely for school. My MacBook is primarily for my YouTube channel, editing, and everything that has to do with school is going on my iPad Pro as well as my Magic Keyboard. So it'll be like my second laptop for school. Like everything school related is on my iPad. The case is really smooth. Like it honestly does feel very luxurious, and you do get what you pay for. The only like complaints that I had were obviously earlier in this video. The feeling of it is very luxurious, and you will for sure be getting a lot of compliments on it. It fits easily in a backpack. It's not heavy at all, especially if you're substituting this for all your notebooks, binders, and planners. My planner literally weighed like 20 pounds within itself. So now that I'm doing online planning and as well as just like complete online schooling, I'm saving a lot of room in my backpack. Even if I do need a backpack this year, who knows, but you're saving definitely a lot of paper and a lot of space. So I actually prefer the keys on the Magic Keyboard over my MacBook Air's butterfly keys, I believe they're called. It's just, it feels a lot like smoother to type. Like I feel like I'm not like, I don't know, I feel like they won't get as stuck as the butterfly keys do. I really don't mind the butterfly keys, but in all honesty, I do prefer the keys on the keyboard of the Magic Keyboard. So what I've noticed when using the iPad Pro, like on the Magic Keyboard, and also using my MacBook, the iPad Pro, I don't know if it's just because it's a lot more new and the battery isn't as worn as my MacBook, but both I've obviously had less than a year. I've noticed that the iPad Pro's battery does last longer. Now, the iPad Pro is technically like Apple's computer version of a tablet, so because it is a Pro, I believe that is why the battery lasts so much longer. So maybe if I had a MacBook Pro, I would see like not that much of a difference in battery life, but with the iPad Pro, I feel like the battery life is a lot longer than my MacBook Air. What I also found really nice about the iPad Pro is that it switches much faster than my MacBooks between apps and just like different modes and everything. Like it's, I swear to gosh, it's so fast with everything. And then last but not least, your iPad is very sturdy on this Magic Keyboard. It's definitely not going anywhere. Like the three little dots on the back of your iPad Pro connect to the magnetization of the Magic Keyboard. Like it is on there. Once it's on there, no matter how hard you try, you cannot get it off. So now I'm going to talk about the MacBook cons, so I really couldn't find any other than you can't go into tablet mode. That's pretty much the only con of the MacBook. And then the other con that I have is that I feel like I use a lot more storage on my MacBook, but that's also because I run a YouTube channel. I'm editing 24/7, rendering, exporting footage. So I do find myself using up a lot more storage on my MacBook than I would on my iPad Pro. And then the MacBook Pros, I feel like you have everything you need on the MacBook. And then obviously the MacBook has my Final Cut Pro. So now I'm gonna tell you guys the price differences and how much you would be saving either or. The iPad Pro 11-inch 128GB with Wi-Fi. Forgot to mention this, I didn't get cellular. I didn't find it worth it really. The iPad Pro, the Magic Keyboard, as well as the Apple Pencil comes to $1,303. And if you are a college student, I do believe it takes off about $100, but the tax adds back up. So technically you're not saving that much money. Obviously it still counts. And then the MacBook Air comes to $1,199, but here's one thing, I do highly recommend getting Apple Care. When I got my laptop repaired, it would have cost me $575 just to send it out to be looked at. Please get Apple Care. Now to what I prefer. So because I am a YouTuber, I produce content every single day, I need my MacBook. I need it. If I wasn't a content creator, I would honestly say the iPad Pro with the Magic Keyboard and the Apple Pencil, because you can do literally anything with it. It operates as a computer, but obviously the one thing it lacks is my Final Cut Pro, and I can't live without it. Having both is honestly the biggest luxury I could ever ask for, and you guys know how thankful I am for everything that I own. I work hard for everything that I have. As I said, paid for everything myself, and I'm very, very, very upfront about that. My family can say the same thing. I did purchase everything on my own. I did not ask them for any help on purchasing anything that I'm showing you guys today. If you are a content creator slash wannabe YouTuber, MacBook for sure. But if you're just a college student and you just want to have some fun, get the iPad Pro. I think it's really, really, really worth it. You really don't need both at all. They're both totally not necessary. So those are my opinions. That's pretty much my review for the iPad Pro as a laptop compared to my MacBook Air. I hope this helped someone out. I know a lot of you guys were asking me questions when I did purchase the Magic Keyboard, when I told you guys my laptop was being sent out for repair. Pretty much bought it so I could do my homework and honestly edit a video. I also wanted to add in here, I did edit one video on my iPad. It took 10 times longer than it would on my MacBook. So it is possible to edit on your iPad, just know it takes a crap ton of time. That's my conclusion on everything. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to comment them down below. You guys know I comment and respond to pretty much everyone. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope I helped someone out today, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed it. And again, I'm not, and by no means, an expert on technology. I'm just a college student, so please, the specs are not my specialty, so I'm sorry. This is just a perspective from a college student. So yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Bye.